Welcome to the Cellar overview video. We will cover adding tobacco to your cellar and all of the ins and outs of how it's counted and sorted. To get started, let's click on Add Tobacco. Regardless if you're adding a tobacco that's open or cellared, you're going to go through the same method. So first off, we'll start typing the name of the brand. And we're going to go ahead and put in a Peterson tobacco. And then we'll go ahead and type in the blend, and we're going to add Connoisseur's Choice. Now, if we didn't have either of these brands or blends in the database automatically, you'll be able to free text type that information in, and it'll go into our system automatically for you. So then next we'll choose the type of blend. It's going to be an aromatic. And the type of contents in here is a black Cavendish. Add that. And then we'll go ahead and add a Virginia. And then we'll come down to the flavoring. Now, Tobacco Reviews says we have alcohol, liquor, coffee, rum, vanilla, fruit, and whiskey listed in here. So we'll start selecting some of those. Here's a rum. Let's see, we'll find a coffee here alphabetically. Vanilla, so that's going to be over here. And we'll probably add a fruit in here, fruit or citrus. Then we'll come down to the weight. In this case, it's a 50-gram tin, or 1.75 ounces. Currently, I have set this set to grams, so we'll put in 50. The storage is a 10. Now, it could be a pouch, mason jar, Ziploc, Tupperware, etc. So we're going to choose 10. Where did I purchase this from? Just say smokingpipes.com. If there was another company associated with that. If I had a serial number that I wanted to put in here, I could. If the tobacco was blended by someone else, so say that was something that Russ was making, so it would come from Pipes and Cigars and to be blended by Russ, you could put that information in there. The type of cut is a ribbon cut. Price paid for it, we'll just say $11.99. And then purchase date. We'll put the beginning of the month. So we'll, in this case, we'll put May 1st, 2016. If there's a manufacturer's date, you can put that in there. Say January 1, 2016. How many tins or jars? This is a cool feature, is that we're automatically multiplying the number of jars times the actual weight. So when we come back and finish, you'll see that we have a weight versus jars in here. I'm going to go ahead and put in 2 tins so you get a chance to see that. Status, is it opened, cellared, given, finished, etc. We're going to put it as cellared. And then one of the things that pops up here is date cellared. By default, if you leave this blank, it will go ahead and store it as today's date, as the date being cellared. Then any notes that you want to put in. And then a rating at a glance. What do I generally rate this at? And then go ahead and click on Save. So now we've come back to our main cellar page. And we see here under the cellared section is that tin that I added. Peterson Connoisseur's Choice, 50 grams. The date I bought it, which was the 1st of May. And then the age. It's 4 months and 17 days. Now if you think about this, it's like, wait, I just put this in. The age is today's date minus the manufacturer's date. If there's no manufacturer's date, then it's today's date minus the purchase date. So it would be, today is May 18th, it would have been 18 days listed there. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see we have total cellar tobacco at 100 grams. Now remember, we added 2 tins at 50 grams apiece. That's 100 grams. So we'll go ahead and view the tobacco to take a look at it. So we've got all of the information, the brand, blend, etc. Again, that weight is going to be calculated on 2 50-gram tins times the quantity, which was 2. So then we have our status, our notes, age of tobacco, etc. Then we can go back, or we can actually edit this. If we edit this and we wanted to say open this tobacco, we could automatically change the status to opened, and it will move it. But a better way is if I want to open only one of these, we'll go back to the main screen. So I scroll back down here to the main screen, and I choose to open. And I want to open 1 tin specifically, and save that. So now I've got 1 tin at 50 grams. My total open tobacco is 50 grams. And down here at the bottom, I've got my total weight here again at 50 grams, total cellar tobacco 50 grams. Let's view that tobacco now. And we come down here and we see a quantity of 1, the weight of 50 grams, our purchase date, and our manufacturer's date are correct. And we'll take a look at the open tobacco again, make sure all that information looks the same. Purchase date, we have now added a opened date of today. It's the 18th. And then we have our manufacturer's date as well. Now, if I want to go ahead and mark this tin that I've opened as smoked, I can go ahead and choose to edit. And I'll just scroll down here to the status section. And I'll just choose finished. It'll actually automatically add the date in there for you. You don't have to choose that, but if you did set a specific date, you can. And then click on Save. Now that is gone. We can go take a look at that finished tobacco. And here it is. Back on the main page, again, we've got some of these other options here. We can go take a look at all open tobacco, all cellar tobacco, all given away, and all finished tobacco. Traded and sold are two features that aren't quite available just yet, but will be active in the future. Before we wrap up, I want to touch on one more thing here. The days open is a calculation. It is today's date minus the date that was opened, and generally that's automatically calculated for you. This concludes Part 2, the Cellar, on ThePipeTool.com. Stay tuned for the next episode as we discuss the pipes section.